What's up, everybody? Welcome to our 2023 Game of the Year Save Data Cast. That's right, new year means we finish off the last year. I'm your host, David. Joining me is... took you a second to catch that one. Joining me is our fearless leader, Zach.
I know 10 video games.
The future the liberals want, Elise.
I definitely played 10 video games.
End of sentence. Period. I've played 10 video games, yeah.
Oh, we got Pridge.
Honestly, I can't even count to 10.
Damn.
I always get tripped up. Around 7.
That one's tough.
It is tough. It is
Got
tough.
a V in there?
Nine?
What?
The V and 5 I can handle.
Yeah, that
V
one's
and
fine.
7 gets me every time.
And the last half of the Pridge and Chris Horny Game of the Year award, it's Chris.
Finally, we can stop edging 2023 and let it come.
God damn it.
God.
Man.
That one's for you, Carl.
Carl's not editing this.
Carl, he doesn't edit these.
He won't even see this, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Carl, if you're watching this video on the VOD, leave a comment and I'll know.
Oh, Lord.
Great.
All right, folks. If you like this content for some reason, you can support us on patreon.com/SaveDataTeam, where at any dollar level and above, you have our gratitude, and you're the best. You're one of the cool people. But if you go up to $10 and above, we can hit you with this Patreon song.
Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Mr. Cola Bun, Eddie Cosmo, Dave Hall, Lucha, and Sofino. HSM, Ernless, Crow Knight, Danny, Antilester, Kevin Nation, Shadowed, Navi. Witch Tower, Sky, Herlock, Hyde, Self, Aria, Arky, Forensic, Becknick, Cole, JFJ, Mystic, Woody. Leprechaun, Jacobel, Crimson, Chrissy, Steam, Ryger, Rilla Jolie, Soul Mistress, BBC, What, and Sherlock, Mr. Mochasil, Art, Ami, Borshock, Amelia, Super Cool, Panic, Pen, Fluff, Guff, Shrimari, Diego, Garcia, Charlie, and Ruber, Emily. Mega Zero, Big Curbo, Who Needs to Sleep, Alea, Yakta, Est, Ever Entropy, Daedric and Serafina, Maho Stars, The Driver, 458, Tasty Borbar, Jeff Warner, Raspberry Crest, Yui, Nagashi, Mickey, AC, The Jester, Haruka, Nayaki, Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick Rats, Katja, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Conjuring, Scribe, Zeal, Croissant, Fulfilla, Written Word, Shade the Punisher, Sevilla. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons.
Yes. What's
Yes.
that today? What's today?
And we're back.
Yeah,
There's a Thursday release?
Hey.
That's weird.
I've heard it's really good. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
I
got
wanna
an
play it really
87.
87 on Metacritic.
Now I gotta
That's
cut
great,
this
yeah.
bit out because it's gonna people are gonna be confused. It's whatever.
sorry.
We're just talking about Prince of Persia. It comes out today. It's already out.
You want to stick anything in
looks
that
really
box
good.
on stream?
Huh?
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that, David, without guilting you.
It's not gonna be an empty box for long.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Stop worrying about it.
Everything's fine. I just forgot to put like a basic image as a screensaver, so it's empty until we actually start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I should actually.
Will David fix that in post?
No.
No. I was gonna say, you know me. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Add
stop.
title.
Microsoft PowerPoint.
Oh, hey, that was still on, huh? Well, I'll cut that too.
PowerPoint stream
Welcome
coming
back
soon.
from the edit.
Microsoft PowerPoint.
All right.
Pridge's PowerPoint.
What?
Power Bridge? Is that anything?
Bridge.
No, Microsoft PowerPoint.
No, I got it, yeah.
I figure we'll jump into our overall top 10, then we can like review people's lists that we want, and then if we have time or we're not all tired and want to go to sleep, we can do extra awards and stuff. We got a couple fun ones, I think.
Yeah.
Sound
yeah.
good?
I've got my wait, that game actually came out this year list.
I came up with a really good one after
I'll
you
throw that
said
in somewhere.
that I'm very excited for.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's get started then. We're just gonna dive right in, I think. hopefully this works and it picks up the right thing. All right,
Do you want to share this to us, or are we just watching the stream and on the delay?
I mean, I'm
Sure,
gonna
it's probably
say it
fine.
as it shows, so it probably
Like how
won't
this
really
thing is, this
matter.
ain't gonna be that fast.
Yeah, it's
Right,
at most like a couple seconds delay. So
And I'm gonna say it too, so like you'll still
Cool.
get it at the same time.
cool,
All
cool,
right,
cool.
starting with, or I guess I should explain what we did real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should explain.
I
what
should
we're
explain how we
doing.
did.
And your methodology.
That's true. All right, so how we did Game of the Year for this year. I think we've done it the past few years. It's sort of the same. I hit up the rest of Save Data, and I'm like, hey, give me a list of your top 10 games, or realistically top however many games. We'll figure it out. They send me their lists. I assign points for, like, one is, if you put it as your number 1 game, it gets 10 points. If you put it as your number 10 game, it gets 1 point. Fill in the rest of the gaps. I think you all can use your brains enough for that. And then I add them all together, sum everything up, and that gives us our top 10 games of the year. That's pretty much it. Do I need to explain more?
No,
Okay.
No,
I think you're good.
makes sense.
Let's dive into it for real then. Starting with number 10. Thank you, PowerPoint, you slow piece of shit. Number 10 is the Talos Principle 2.
Whoa. Okay, listen, I'm happy it's on here.
Spicy.
I'm happy it's on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's just me and Pridge that put this on our list.
That was
I was meaning to play it, but I never got to it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, it was just you and Pridge. You both put it high
Okay.
enough that it eked in.
I was gonna
Listen.
say, Zach, where was it on your list?
I've got my list
I think it
here.
was around 4 or 5 for both of you.
It was my number 6.
It was my number 4.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's an incredible follow up to an incredible game.
We did a stream on it. Me, Elise, and Pridge. You can go check that out. See the first few hours of it. But it's first person puzzle platformer, or not puzzle platformer.
Just puzzle game.
Is there
Like,
platforming
it's a
in it?
Portal like.
There are platforms.
There are.
I wouldn't. It's not really based around jumping like I would call a platform.
No.
It's a first person
Right.
puzzle game.
Yeah.
Just really good. The best part about it, both the original and this one, is how it sprinkles in great philosophical debates and makes you think. I think this one does a lot of really interesting things with how it opens up the world.
Yeah.
And actually has characters that you can talk to in it. The first one is very much like a solitary experience.
Yeah, that's the biggest striking difference. Is you go from a very solitary, lonesome journey to a very conversational,
Mhm.
dialogue-based travel, and I think it works as a natural progression of the story, even if it's definitely a lot different.
I agree. My one complaint about it is that, hey, listen, they kind of get into not necessarily politics, but I mean, there is literally an election in the middle of the game.
They don't get
But-
into politics, but there's an election.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's yeah.
Does Trump win?
No. Well, here's my thing: is they have a conservative person, a middle of the ground person, and a left wing person. And it feels so strongly that the game is written to push you towards the left wing person. And hey, listen, I was going to pick that person anyways. But they're like,
Everyone
hey,
is. Jesus.
hey, they're like that right wing person. They're a fucking idiot, and you shouldn't pick them or support them or anything. And I'm like, okay, well,
They're basing it on reality.
yeah.
Honestly, I didn't really mind. I honestly didn't really mind that. I think the biggest downside is that the ending of the first game is so incredible, and I don't think this one has as epic of a final level per
I agree
se.
with that.
It's
100%.
a good final puzzle stretch, but it's not nearly as epic as the first one.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I really love this game. The satisfaction that comes with completing a puzzle is it's so good with these games. You feel so fucking smart when you figure something out or learn a new way to use an object. It's without a doubt one of the best puzzle franchises out there, and I'm very glad this one turned out so well.
Me too.
There's also a museum dedicated to cats.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Very, very important to add.
one thing
There's another museum dedicated to text-based adventures. It's not as fun.
I like the cats much better.
the funny thing about this game, when I was grabbing an image for it, I grabbed it from the dev's website. It's the Serious Sam developer, which I did not realize.
Yeah.
Like, they made 2, and then they made like 4 Serious Sam games, and they're like, you know what, we should make a good game again. And then they made Talos Principle 2, and I'm just
We should
like,
make a good game that makes you think really fucking hard instead of the
Serious
most.
Sam, a franchise played by dozens of people.
Yeah.
Just dozens.
its biggest user base is from people getting in Humble Bundles. Like,
Yeah.
Got 'em.
All right.
All right.
Moving on to our number 9.
Number
9 is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom
Whoa.
Liberty.
Really?
This
Man.
is just Carl's number 1,
Who
right?
played this besides Carl?
Okay, we get into anecdotal fun story time. So,
What?
until yesterday, there was a 5-way tie for number 10 and a 3-way tie for number 9.
Okay.
That was just a bunch of like number 1s from people, I'm
A
guessing.
combo of a bunch of number 1s and just numbers that matched number 1 and number
Okay.
2s.
Okay.
And then a hero wrote in.
Hmm.
Someone who doesn't usually submit for a game of the year.
Fucking Rob.
Rob wrote in, and this was very high on his list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob.
We'll
with
see Rob's
the
list later. It was
dare.
hilarious.
Rob didn't play this game. He watched somebody on the internet play it, and that's okay.
I mean,
You know
I
what?
didn't,
I'm still experiencing a game.
I didn't validate
Yeah.
it.
I didn't count out like 2. Whatever.
But yeah, no, Carl and Rob both had this pretty significantly high on their list. So, bam,
Hey.
made the list.
Unfortunately, none of us on this panel played it, so we can't really say much.
Nope.
It was good.
Yeah.
I went back and played a little bit of the core game when they did the 2.0 update. All the like upgrades seem great. I meant to buy the DLC, never got around to it. I've heard very good things. I've heard the story is actually better than the core game story.
Yeah.
Which doesn't take a tremendous amount, but like, core game story is competent. Yeah. I am excited to play it. That's all I can really say.
I've heard,
Yeah.
I've heard all good things, so I wasn't shocked when a couple people had it. I was just shocked that it was Rob and Carl.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't shocked about Carl. Rob's
no.
writing
So it was
shocked
going
me.
to be on there for Carl.
But to be fair, Rob writing in period shocked me. So
Yeah. No,
to the
that's
point
insane.
where I messaged Elise yesterday morning, and I was like, Elise, did you write in with a joke name, or did you not write in yet?
Wait, so that was Rob?
Did Hio write in with a joke name, or did he write
Like a
Hio and be
half-
like, that's not
A
real?
half joke name. It was like Big Rob or something like that.
Oh.
Huh?
I thought you meant someone wrote in with my name, but
No.
I'm joking.
I was just like, I don't believe Rob wrote in, and then I was like, oh no, he did write in. Okay, cool. All right, moving on to our number 8. We have Venba coming in
nice.
strong.
Nice.
This was like, I think, my number 4, and I believe it was high on Vic's list, and that's how it ended up.
It was.
Here.
I
Yeah.
don't really remember though.
I feel bad. It honestly didn't make my top 10, but it was a tough year. Really
this-
great game.
This game rules. If like, you can't go into it expecting like a ton of gameplay. It's literally the polar opposite to a like Nintendo game where there's not much story but tons of fun gameplay. This is just tons of good story and character development packed into a short like 3-hour if that game. With like some sort of fun gameplay, but just the stories in this game hit so hard. I think all of us that when we streamed the entirety of this game got super emotional on a bunch of points, and it just struck such a.
Didn't all of you cry? This is not a dig. It's a
Everyone
high-
but David.
I did not, but
Me and Vic cried. It was really good.
That's high praise for a game as far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just the story in this game is great, and I remember when it came out, there was a lot of stupid dialogue about like people not being able to relate to any part of this story, and like
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I'm a freaking white man from Ohio, and I could like relate to a bunch of this immigrant family from like I think southern India. I forget which area the Tamil province is, but like
some people just very tragically lack imagination.
Yeah. That's baffling. Like you can't relate to an immigrant story, one of the most commonly told stories in all media. Like what the fuck?
Well,
Shut up.
Even if you can't relate to the immigrant story, like just the relationship between a child and their parents,
family, it's really good.
Yeah, it's so really good. Just utterly fantastic game. It's true. Utterly fantastic game that like seeing the previews, I was like, this game's gonna be good. And then I played it and I was like, oh, this game fucks. This isn't just good. This is incredibly good.
Games that are cooking but were actually something else, Battle Chef Brigade is similar in this. Always slap.
Good pull.
Yeah.
An untapped genre.
That's true. That was on sale this past winter and I bought it.
Great game. I wish that studio still existed.
Oh, they're gone. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Well, I bought the game too late.
No, they left like amicably because that game sold great. Anyway,
yeah, cool. That's good news. All right, moving on. Our number 7, Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Whoa!
So Zach had this at like number 2.
Number 3.
It was high on Zach's list, and I think Rob is the one that got this onto the list.
Rob, thank you. Thank you.
Rob,
beautiful man.
If anyone else was going to find time to play this, that wasn't me.
It was Rob's number 4. Rob came in and saved it. Oh, and Cyberpunk was Carl's number 3. It wasn't his number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Angerfoot was fucking number 1. I bet you anything.
Yes,
it wasn't.
Yes, the Angerfoot. What?
Carl wrote an Angerfoot for 6 through 10.
Oh, okay. So he had 5 legitimate answers.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. That's why I said like Slacker Discord, where I was like, oh, if all of Carl's votes for Angerfoot counted, it would be like number 6 because he wrote it in for half of the votes.
Hey, listen, this is a remake of one of the best games. I almost said on the GameCube, but I would say of all time. Resident Evil 4 fucking rules, and this is the Resident Evil 2ification or Resident Evil 2 remake-ification of it.
You could just say remake.
You know what I mean by that. Well, listen, this game flipping rules. It has tons of great nods to the original while still doing a lot of cool new things. The combat is genuinely super fun. They also added a freeform arena mode where you can just like pick an area, pick a character, and they actually have like different abilities. Like if you pick the knife guy, the knife sergeant guy, he has like special knife skills, and Ava has like different things that she can, or Ada has different things she can do. Obviously Leon's Leon. Anyways, like there's a lot of really cool shit to it. It plays incredible. I don't know.
Did you play the extra Ada story that they added?
I didn't yet. I have it.
I heard good things. I was just curious if you.
Yeah, it was the thing where like it was, if you wanted, like people were like, wait, is this cut content? Because that part with Ada's story is actually in the original game. And this became DLC. I don't listen. Hey, it's just like a 20-hour incredible game, so I'm not mad about it. But
just for disclosure ratings, we received a free copy from Capcom.
Yeah, from Capcom.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, hashtag Capcom creators. What up? But it's really good. I highly recommend it if you are a survival horror fan, or even just if you can deal with horror. It's really fun.
Who'd thunk you remake one of the best games of all time? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's the thing where genuinely, in almost any other year, this would have been my personal game of the year. It just speaks to how fucking crazy this year was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year was stacked. You'll all see how crazy it was when we get to talking about our top 10s.
Great year for games, which, hey, we deserve one.
And a bad year for the games industry.
Yeah.
But that's every year.
New Year's starting off strong.
This year was really bad.
This one was really bad, yeah.
If someone hasn't played any Resident Evil 4, would you recommend this one or the original?
This.
Oh, if you've never played Resident Evil 4, play this. It's solid, especially because I think you can start at Resident Evil 2 remake at any point. And then this story rolls right into this. 3 is like a side story with a different character. 4 is the continuation of the same character's plot line. So I think it's a great choice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6. Hi-Fi Rush, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't think this was going to make our list.
Enough of us wrote in, even though none of us made it super duper high.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably like number 4 for me. I actually don't remember my number.
Yeah, I mean, it's at number 6 here, and it was my number 6.
I played this game. It didn't make my list because I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 or 6 for everyone that wrote in for it.
Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty solid then. It landed right in that spot.
Yeah, it landed perfectly. Like this is the right spot in my opinion on the list for this game. That like, man, when this came out, I thought this was gonna be like my game of the year.
I mean, that's what everybody was saying at the time. And it was like, oh no, 2023 is fucking insane.
But also, like, this game really beat the odds. Like, it was a shadow drop. I remember
out of nowhere.
The first trailer, if I recall, like the reveal trailer, everyone's like, this looks kind of corny and bad. And it was right around like the Forspoken was still in everyone's brain of cringe, trying to be modern dialogue. But actually, Hi-Fi Rush slaps and Chai is the best boy.
Yeah.
He's a bit
every
cringe.
character in this game is the best character.
Yes.
This game is incredibly elevated by how lovable its cast is. Tied into how great the world design is.
I don't remember his name, but Robot with a Sharpie marker to make expressions was such a good gimmick for a character.
Peak.
Thank you. Peak was so good. Just all of the characters.
His name is Peak. I'm saying the design is Peak.
Oh, Peak. Yeah. I was just assuming Pridge was saying his name and agreed. Sure. Like even the enemies in this game are so good.
Yes.
Just like their designs are good. The way they interact with Chai, with the rest of your team.
They really Jedi Survivor / Jedi Fallen Order Stormtroopered the regular robots, where they're like, motherfucker, god damn it, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, fuck. Which is always a good bit for your faceless goons.
Yeah.
No, they're so good. We're like, we're looking for a kid with like a robot arm and a metal. Oh, it's you, aren't you? Isn't it? You're gonna hit us with that, aren't you? Oh no!
There's a bit in like one of the super early levels. I think it's before you fight the wrestling lady, where they're like, detain him, and then one of the guys, he goes, "I'm not getting detained." He runs off. Awesome.
Just the writing, the character designs. There's a couple like character twists in here that I really loved and don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't played the game yet.
Yeah.
Like the only downside of this game to me was the parts where they make you platform didn't feel very good.
Yeah, platforming is not incredibly smooth in this game. That's definitely true. But yeah, I mean, again, this game also has just gorgeous cel-shaded graphics, and it uses its rhythmness in that, like, in everything in the world.
Yeah, all moves.
Yeah, from the environment to your attacks, your dodges, the enemies, everything moves in rhythm, and it just ends up being a really, really cool experience. Just as you're running around the world or in these hyperactive, fun action sequences.
Well, and like the world moving to the rhythm also helps you keep the rhythm with your attacks and movement too.
Exactly.
So like, not only is it aesthetically cool, it's good game design in getting you to actually stick with the rhythm of the game, which makes you a better in combat, makes you move quicker, makes you get around the map better. Like, it all just works together so seamlessly and perfectly that, I really like this game.
How the fuck have we not mentioned the soundtrack fucking rules?
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Soundtrack is very good. Shockingly, not in the top 4 best soundtracks of this year, because this year also had some incredibly good music.
Did.
I think if you have licensed songs in your soundtrack, it makes me go, oh, that's a good soundtrack, but it's not gonna stick with you. Like, I'm not going and listening to the Metal Gear Solid 5 soundtrack because I can just listen to songs that are in the Metal Gear Solid 5 soundtrack.
Well, right? The way they use the soundtrack in this game, I don't know that it would be that great to listen to on its own. Particularly, they use some Nine Inch Nails stuff.
1 million, yeah.
But the specific cut they use of it I don't know that I would want to listen to outside of the game.
I assume in the soundtrack version, it's just the regular version and not the.
I guess that's
from
fair.
the
But at that
game.
point, I'll just go listen to Nine Inch Nails. But
Exactly.
the way it's used in the game, though, is very clever. Like I like how they utilize all their licensed music, which is a rare thing for me. Usually, I hear licensed music and I'm like, okay, you just bought a license.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here they actually
Kojima.
use it in cool ways. Yeah, God, I was so mad
I've
when
heard,
Death
like,
Stranding won the
the-
soundtrack.
The
Yeah.
streamer safe songs are apparently really good too.
That's what I've heard.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not as good, but they're pretty good. Which is rare for the streamer safe songs. Usually they suck
Yeah,
real
usually
bad.
they're dog
I really appreciate they put actual like solid work into them and not just like fuck.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's
Cinnamon
got a
was the
great
name
cat.
of the robot. Thank you.
Mhm.
And does
Yeah,
a
and the
great
cat's name is 808, which is fucking awesome.
10 out of 10 cat. Technically a robot cat, but 10 out of 10 cat.
Yeah, whatever.
Still counts. Robot cats are still good cats.
Yeah.
You know what? You got a good point. All right, let's get to number 5.
Really
Oh.
quick, do you mind if I break up the monotony with my?
Oh.
I can't believe this game actually came out this year.
hit
Award.
us with
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yes,
great,
we
great
can.
timing.
I only could narrow it down to 6 because there were actually a lot of. I went through every release that came out this year, and I said, "Fuck, that came out this year." I just kept saying it. So here we go. These are like either somewhat high profile or games that I know some of us have played, and we're like, "Oh fuck, that came out this year." Forspoken
That was this year. I couldn't remember if it was this year.
that came out this year.
or the
That
end
was a
of last.
major. That was a major Square Enix
That was
game.
a forgettable Square Enix game.
Yes, it was. Horizon Call of the Mountain, the Horizon VR game. I also wrote, the Horizon West DLC came out this year.
I mean, do any of
Yeah,
us
Nobody
even
talked about
do
it.
any of us own a PSVR 2?
No.
I feel like Call of the Mountain's like fake for that. Like none of us own
That's
that.
fair.
We wouldn't
That's
care
fair.
about it.
Then fine. Horizon for
But
Forbidden
yeah,
West, Burning Shores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play that. Bummed.
Yeah. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, a game that I know only me and Elise played. But that actually came
almost
out
made
this
my
year.
list.
I put it in my top 10. It probably shouldn't. I put it at number 10. It shouldn't have been on my list. But I was when that game came out, I said, "This is going to make. I'm going to put this in my top 10. Hell or high water." And,
It was good.
I stuck to
It had a lot of problems.
yeah, for sure.
It literally can't run on PC Games Pass, and it's been up there for like 8 months.
What? I
That's
played
what
on
I,
Games
yeah,
Pass.
that's what I played it on.
So they did a patch or something, and now if you try to open it, it just doesn't open, and it's been this way for months.
Jesus.
When
Oh,
you two
God.
first told me to play it, I tried to play it, and that problem still has not been resolved.
No.
Jesus.
Because I checked
Uh-uh.
last fucking week.
Sounds
That's
like Team Ninja forgot that game came
Well,
out this
that's
year.
not good.
They forgot their own
next,
game released. They never went back.
Dead Island 2.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I didn't forget about that. I just don't care.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, that one wins.
No,
Yeah,
no.
jeez,
Because
that's
guess what
a nothing
actually wins
burger.
that came out this year? Everybody won to Switch.
I didn't
but
love
also-
that.
That shit still made money.
Also, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp and Wargroove 2 came out this year, which I didn't even know came out this
I
year.
didn't know they made a
Yeah.
Wargroove too.
No, I
looked-
didn't either.
It looked cool. There's just been so many games that I didn't get to it.
It actually scored pretty well. It was an 84 on
Yeah.
OpenCritic. I think
Yeah.
it scored better than the original.
It looks like it has a bunch of
Uh,
cool stuff in it. I want to play it. I just
Yeah.
haven't gotten to it. And it looks like
Other-
a perfect
other-
Steam Deck game too.
Yeah. These aren't actual things. Payday 3 came out this year, which is kind of crazy because
Yeah,
I feel like there was hype for that game and I haven't heard a single fucking word about it. Crime Boss
Okay.
Rocket City.
It came out
That's-
really
I mean-
with a bunch of problems, is what I understand.
Hmm,
I mean, Crime Boss Rocket City
Atomic-
also came out with a lot of problems.
yeah.
Also came out shitty.
Atomic Heart came out this year.
Oof, that's a good one, Zach.
Oh,
Dead Space Remake came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently 6 Days in Fallujah, the game that we dunked on when we
Wait.
used to do around the monitor.
yeah, it came out.
this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
That actually released.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did it finally release?
Yeah.
To
And I haven't heard
absolutely
a single
no
motherfucker
fanfare.
talk about it.
It got pretty shit reviews, if I recall.
Wow. I'm shocked.
I know, crazy.
So surprised.
Shout out to all the people who came after us in the YouTube comments who never watched any of our content before or since.
And probably never bought that game because they didn't know it came out.
And probably, yeah, and probably didn't even buy the game.
How did we talk about that? Was that around the monitor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, We didn't do Around the Monitor this year.
No. We talked about
no.
when it was in development. And all
Okay, when
that.
it was
Yeah, when it got
okay,
announced.
duh. Okay.
We were like, this is a bad idea for a video game.
It was in development since like 2016 or
Oh,
something.
yeah, it had been in
Yeah,
development
that was
hell for a long time.
I don't care how long Ian Gibson worked to develop it.
All right. That's my list. I assume we pick Everybody 1-2 Switch because holy shit. But
I would pick. What was the one before Everybody Went to Switch? That one.
Dead Island 2.
Yeah, I forgot between you saying it and now, which is I think telling about how much I
I
forgot.
want to pick Atomic Heart because it sucked ass.
Atomic Heart is also as a joke, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line is on here just because it did come out this year, which is crazy.
Also, it reviewed really well, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
why would that be on there? It's the goatee.
Yeah.
It is the
We
goatee.
can't forget it. That was the entire plot of one of our chaos.
In fact, I'll never forget Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line.
Mm.
Good. You understand?
I'll be in the ground.
You're ready for Chaos for Jeopardy Part 3.
Oh god.
You will never mention it at all.
We'll play Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. That's the Final Jeopardy.
I buy you all a copy. Look under your desk.
That would be incredible, though, if you managed.
I'd be very impressed. Yeah,
I'd be frightened about how you got into my house, but I'd be very impressed.
He's good. God, he's good.
Ah, fuck! Pridge has been the lockpicking lawyer this whole time. God damn it!
Whoa. That's good.
Plot twist.
Joanne Miss Olive says, I'm so ready. I'll draw more Typhulu.
We don't
All
all
let's
have.
get back, let's get
let's
back
move
to the
Yeah.
All right, number 5. We have Armored Core 6: Fires of
Well,
Rubicon.
I wish I was higher, but I don't
Yeah.
think. How many
I
of us played
play
this? It was me and David, right?
And
Prince,
me.
did you play it?
It's number 7 on my list.
That's why I thought this would be higher, but I think I know at least what the top 3 are going to be.
I didn't get
I know
far
what the other
enough
4 are.
where I wanted to put it on my list. It's one of those
Hmm.
I want to come back and play it, and if I feel like if I had played more of it, it would be on my list and relatively high, but I just didn't.
Spoiler alert, this is my goatee. This is my number 1.
Mhm.
God, this game is fucking incredible. This game, I played it through 3 times. New game, New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus. And then I couldn't get enough of it, so I went back and S-ranked every single mission.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Because I just wanted to keep playing. Honestly, the S-ranks weren't that hard. I got them in 1 or 2 tries. But still,
It's a lot of missions.
Yeah, I was like, that's a
To
lot of
replay.
missions to just play in general.
it's I mean, 1 run of the game is you can do that in a day. If you're really
you
dedicated.
can't.
If you're Elise, you can.
It's like
Do with your day, I guess.
Okay, your first run, I think my first run was 12 hours. Second run was
Yeah.
6 or 7 hours.
Yeah. How much
To
free time do you think we
Elise,
have
12
in a day?
hours is a day.
No, 12 hours isn't a day, but 7 hours if I'm dedicated to it, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game between the actual combat, which is a big shift from old Armored Core, it's a lot more focused on you don't really need to aim your weapons, which you've never had to, but you don't even need to aim yourself because of the lock-on system. What you need to do is avoid everything else.
That's pretty true.
Sort of like a bullet hell sometimes, sort of like a Souls dodge without iframes sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta know when to dash in which direction.
Yeah.
All the while you're firing your guns, you're managing your distance so that you can get in with your melee weapons, because I always played with a melee weapon because they're fun.
They're also really good, so you should always
Yeah.
play with them. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out to that stagger system, which is genuinely really fun.
Oh, the stagger system's
Stagger
great.
system's great.
It's great because you don't just get a free punish. You need to build to be able to punish,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to manage your timing and your positioning so that when you do get the stagger, you're in a position
You
to
can
do it.
abuse it. Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you get a stagger and then you're the entire room away, and it's like, oh, they're recovered before I can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, or all your weapons are on cooldown. You're like, well, let me just look at you while you can't move and are weak.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a really fantastic like story, world building as well, which you'd think it's like a FromSoft game. You might be going and thinking, oh, this is not going to tell me shit. It will. You will understand the story even more if you play it 3 times, because there's 3 different like routes, which I really recommend you do.
Yeah, at least you described my fear going into it of like, man, this is a FromSoft game. This story, there's not going to be story. It's going to be like, well, if you drive to this random corner in this one level and pick up this one piece of damaged gear that's sitting there, that'll give you the whole story of the game. And that's what I expected, and it was not
in an item description.
Yeah, it was not that.
If I can voice my gripes, is one, I think replaying it, which I got more than halfway through the second replay, and I started to get a little tired because doing some of the missions over again is like, but when it does do the variations of the missions, like the first time you got a variation, it was like, you can betray the people that you helped the first time you played this mission. I was like, whoa, that's really cool. What the fuck? That is awesome. But I think it drags a little to make you replay everything. And also, I kind of found that once you figured out that you could put 2 songbirds on your shoulders and had a sword and a big bazooka gun, and then you could just abuse the stagger system, that was pretty much the 99% of the way. That was like, oh, well, I'm just going to use this for every fight.
That's kind of the thing. Is like, I didn't use half of those things. I barely used the songbirds. I didn't use the bazooka. I used a lot of the Zimmerman, which was really, really strong at launch. I think it's been nerfed since, but
it got nerfed several times because dual Zimmermans was pretty.
Which ones?
Is that the machine gun?
That's the shotgun.
Oh, okay.
The shotgun with the big flat thing on the front.
Oh, I didn't think
that thing was absolutely incredible. I didn't do dual Zimmermans. I did like one Zimmerman and a melee weapon that swapped out.
Yeah.
But also, I think part of the reason you want to it wants you to replay missions is so that you can try out different builds. You're getting bored of one, you can completely swap it, your weapons and your legs and your everything, and then it's like a new game. And like I said, you had a completely different build from me.
True.
And
I didn't do either of the builds that you all have described.
And there's a million builds. Like everyone who's played the game has a different build, pretty much.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
There's some similarities, but like
there's like machine guns, shotguns, melee, and then missiles.
Yeah, but it's also like, what legs do you want? What like?
I get it. The customization's fantastic, but there were clear overpowered builds that if you were trying to actually get through the game,
but there's enough of those even still that like you can swap from one to the other and be playing a different game.
The customization was good. It was to the point where I did feel like 70% of the weapons in the game were like bait to make you pick up something that sucked.
I kind of agree with that.
That's kind of true.
But
I think they've rebalanced some of that by now, and
that took it down a little bit for me because there were things I wanted to try, and like I was having so much trouble with a couple of levels early on, and then I was like, okay, am I just using crap weapons? I looked online, people were like, yeah, stop using that, it sucks.
Crap weapons, stop it.
And then I switched, and I was instantly like, oh, you know what? That first boss would have been really easy if I had not used these really shitty weapons.
At the end of the day, though, like the game radiates cool.
Yes,
like it's just fucking cool.
Might have one of the best moments of the year for me still, because I did get to the. You'll know what I'd say when I mean it, or what I mean when I say it. The worm fight.
Oh yeah.
The worm fight. That was fucking cool.
Oh, the worm fight's so cool. It's like an amazing set piece. I don't think it's a good boss.
No, it's not a good fight.
Yeah.
It's a bad fight, but like, man, as a like set piece moment, I was like, this is fucking cool. Like this is the coolest thing that happened in a video game.
At the end of the day, just hearing Rusty come on the fucking radio and be like, "Hey man," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's go."
No,
Rusty
he doesn't say "Hey man." He says specifically, "Hey buddy."
You're right. He calls you buddy, which is the best ever.
Awesome.
Everyone has a different name for you, and it's like, for one, it's just really fun, but also it really speaks to their different characters and like the world. Like the Red Guns call you Gun 13. The Vespers call you
V,
well,
v
buddy.
something.
Sorry.
Snail calls you shithead.
Snail calls you shithead. Ire calls you
Snail.
Ire calls you Raven.
Snail.
Handler Walter calls you 621.
Yeah, Handler Walter.
Oh, are you a Raven in that game, or is it just reference to 3?
You're right. Well,
you're named Raven. It's not like an order of ravens. Your call sign is Raven.
Yeah,
in 3, like the thing you work as a part of is called Raven.
Also in 1, the first
I would say, aren't you in 2 as well? I'm pretty sure most of the games the protagonist is.
I didn't play
Raven.
1. I don't remember.
Okay.
2. You're a next or in a.
Yeah. You're Link's power.
You're Link's. You pilot a next in 4 for it. 5 has some stupid ass name. Play 6.
Yeah. All right. Let's. I think we gave it.
This is a great game. Great combat.
Oh! Before we move on, so I think most Zelda and Baldur's Gate are in this top somewhere.
You're crazy. It's obviously going to be Spider-Man, and it's obviously going to be Sea of Stars, or 3 and 4.
Hey, come on now. Let's not do all of our guesses.
Let's not do that.
My guess is Sea of Stars is 4.
Never mind. Go ahead.
We just said we're not guessing.
Never mind. Proceed, David.
Number 4. Hey Zach, fuck you at Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I thought Carl was going to put this as his number 1.
It was Carl's number 1.
What?
And that was not enough to propel it past number 4. Past number 4. Yeah. It did not even make my list.
How dang.
It was number 8 on mine.
I didn't play it.
It's the thing where like literally it's such a good game, but as soon as I finish it, I was like, yeah, okay. It's popcorn. It's the popcorn of video games. You enjoy it while you're eating it, but you don't think about it afterwards.
Playing it, to me, this game was a technical marvel. Like on a technical scale, this game is great. Absolutely fantastic. Everything works. I didn't have any issues. The only issues I remember people seeing at launch was like sometimes Spider-Man was a block of tofu.
Spider Cube?
Yeah.
Spider Cube.
which was funny.
Incredible part of the game.
Yeah. Which was just funny.
Absolutely awesome, though. Spider Cube for life.
How many fucking video games got the pure chutzpah to do that definitely intentionally, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Like, the best part is, it did not stop your ability to web swing around. You could play as a cube.
It didn't stop anything. Your model was just a cube.
Functional glitch ever.
Awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved watching videos of that. But, like, the technical level, this game's great. The story was nothing to me.
It's not the first game, but I still think the story is pretty good.
I thought it was bad. Just straight up bad for my side.
It's not bad. It's just, but like I said, it's
the
popcorn.
side quests
like,
for me were leagues better than the main quest, which was not good.
A lot of people
and not all
said
the side quests, but like,
and I super didn't like literally apart from maybe the guy by the park. Every other one I was like, yeah, okay.
I mean, I thought the fire people were more interesting than the main story. I didn't know that. I wouldn't say it was done super great, but like I thought that was more interesting.
They were fine. They were cool.
But yeah,
they were fine and cool.
Yeah.
The relationship between like Peter and Mary Jane was really weird for me in a few places.
Yeah.
People bullied the Mary Jane off the internet.
Yeah, fuck them for that. Let's get that out there.
Bunch of fucking assholes.
Fuck them. And like to be like my problem was with the writing, not with the character. So like,
of course, yeah.
But yeah, like I have other things, but I don't want to spoil the game, so I don't want to say anything.
I mean, again,
You're
for
right.
me,
Yeah.
this game was my number. I think it was my number 5. I do agree there were some story issues, but I also think at the end of the game, this was just an incredibly fun game. Combat in these games is what is, again, it's very Arkham-like, and those games are just incredibly fun as you weave gadgets, combos, and skills together. They have, the little like stealthy infiltration segments. It comes together to be a really, really good experience.
And it's got Craven. Craven, guys. It's got Craven the Hunter, everyone's favorite guy.
I mean, he's a great villain. They
didn't use him well.
Well, they use him well. I think They use it well like 90% of the time, but then they flub a couple parts.
Does this game have like 12 different villains like the first one did?
No.
Not
No.
that many. There's like what? 3?
See, but I'm fine with that in a superhero game because that's accurate. They got a lot of enemies.
They do.
They do, but like that wasn't my problem. Some of it was like I thought the boss fights were kind of lame, like all of them except for the one that's super spoilery that I'm not going to talk about.
I thought the boss fights were fine. I wouldn't.
I can't remember. I mean, I can't. Outside of the two main villains, I can't remember any of them.
I mean, there was Lizard and Craven. Those were the two that were in the trailers and
Shit,
stuff.
I completely
so
forgot Lizard was in this game.
Yeah, and you fought him like 6 times during.
Well, you didn't
that
forget
thing.
Craven.
And
The
that's so
hustle.
forgettable.
I couldn't.
How could you? He's the best.
But yeah, I feel bad because Carl loves this game, and I don't think any of us are as on as Carl is.
I'm not as high as Horror, but I thought this was a great game.
Yeah.
I platinumed it very smoothly and enjoyed my entire time getting the platinum.
Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the day, it was a very good game and a year of incredible games.
It's like the last time Spider-Man came out.
Fuck you, Spider-Man.
Thank you for including that twice in the.
I thought it was 3
times.
times.
Maybe it was 3 times.
I only got it in twice.
Made me laugh.
It was funny. All right, moving on.
Now
To our
it's Sea of
number?
Stars.
Shut up, Zach! It's Sea of
It was.
Stars!
You literally said it.
I actually.
No, I just said fuck
okay.
you, Zach. It's Marvel Spider-Man 2 for the last one.
Wait,
Come
so
on, come on.
Okay.
Do what I think's gonna happen. Come on.
Chris, we're still on Sea of Stars.
Oh,
Wasn't
it
this
is Sea
like-
Stars. Fuck.
Wasn't this your game of the year?
I actually didn't hear you say that it was
Oh,
definitively number 3.
yeah, no,
I
it's
was
Sea of Stars.
really hoping it would push Zelda down.
Hey, Chris, it didn't do that.
Well, I know. I'm here now, David.
Yeah, Sea of Stars.
I tried, Chris.
Yeah, me too, dog. This is my game of the year.
This is my year. This game's so
Whoa!
fucking good.
So good.
This
Hey, Zach.
is precisely where I placed it, so I'm happy.
We'll get there in a second. Well,
It's in my top 10.
This game was kind of made to make me love it. It's a Chrono Trigger style JRPG, bitching soundtrack, super cool art, an open world that you can explore with a boat, which just like in any JRPG makes me a happy boy. The best use of fucking mode 7. It's not mode 7 because it's 2023, but the best use of the third dimension I've ever seen in a fucking video game. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
My jaw was dropped during that segment. Anyway, I adored this game. The main characters are bland, but that's fine. They're protagonists. Who cares?
Is the blue-haired girl's name Valere or Valerie? I don't know.
Valere. I refuse.
I think it's Valere.
Okay.
There's no way she's the only person with a regular ass name in the whole cast.
Yeah, that would be weird, huh?
It would be kind of weird, but I liked her more than Zale, but not by like a lot.
Damn, I literally couldn't even tell you what his name was because I thought he was
Who
boring.
It doesn't matter. The only character you need to know is Goro.
You're absolutely right. He's maybe the best video game character of the year. Just kidding. Baldur's
no,
Gate
there
came
are
out.
people-
No,
Well,
no, Garl's the best video game character
There
of
are
the year.
fucking nerds on Twitter who hated Garl, and they're wrong.
Yeah, that's insane shit. Garl absolutely
People are like,
slaps.
he's too Mary Sue. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Punch.
No, that's the point. In a story full of chosen warriors, immortal alchemists, super powerful people, you know who's the heart of it all? Just some dude who's nice and brave.
And lost his eyeball as a child.
That's how you fucking do it. That's how
He's
you
the
tie
goat.
it together, man.
He's
You
the
make
goat.
this- You make the average Joe the heart and soul of the story.
What if Rock Lee was allowed to be cool for longer?
Yeah.
Also, he uses a pot lid as a shield, and that's his only weapon, which is big jump for energy, and I was here for that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is a David Core character.
Oh, absolutely. And he's a chef? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Garl was made for me. He is... he's like the best character. The combat is so good. like I played Chrono Trigger, I think in 2022, maybe 2021, but relatively recently for the first time. And this game takes that combat system and is like, hey, remember all the things you hate about that combat system, David? Guess
Let's
what?
make it good.
They're all better. Everything is better. All of it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Genuinely, probably some of the best turn-based combat maybe ever. Like I really love the system for this.
So
I know I'm the outlier. I'll briefly say I didn't finish this game because I thought it took about 12 hours for the story to get interesting, and that miffed me a little bit.
It did,
but
it did take too long to ramp up. I don't disagree with that.
It's a fair complaint. I was expecting that.
Yeah, I don't agree, but I get where you're coming from. Where I'm not gonna like sit here and angrily fight you on it.
Yeah,
even though you deserve it.
Literally, like I stopped right after like I don't want to say spoilers, but I was like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting. And then something else crazy came out, and I was like, well, I'm gonna play this now. So stars. You took too long to get me hooked.
It's so good though. You should go finish it. Go play it now.
I should
leave the stream. Go play it.
I've still got to finish Baldur's Gate, and I've actually started playing it again. So,
Oh, nice.
Oh, Sea of Stars, so good. Literally just today, for anyone curious, they just announced physical release and vinyl soundtrack on IM8-bit.
Cool.
So
that's dope.
Anyone who wants to grab
soundtrack
that
is incredible.
Literally, the moment I saw it, I ordered it. So
yeah,
this is soundtrack of the year for me, like 100%.
I would agree.
The only thing close is Final Fantasy 16, which you won't see on this list, shocker. But the music was great.
I'm the only one who played the game with the best soundtrack, so.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. I know exactly what you mean.
I assume he means Theater of the Final Bar line.
Dang it, Chris! Stop spoiling things. All right, folks.
All right.
Moving.
Quick question before we get to 2.
Yes.
Can we guess? Can we all take a guess of whether we think it's?
Because we already know, Zach. We already know. Just let us do it.
No, we don't.
We know what the last 2 are.
We know what the last 2 are, but we don't know what order they're in.
Yes, we do.
I don't.
I don't. I have a hope. It just really reveal number 2. Well, actually, do you want to reveal number 1? Because
no.
I don't care. If I can go.
We'll know when we get to 1, but like we can still talk about
it.
Right. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
I didn't play Baldur's Gate, so it's not on my list, and all of you did, so I know it was going to be higher.
Hey, here's a fun fact, Pridge. More people played The Legend of Zelda than Baldur's Gate.
Whoa!
Are we surprised by that?
Yeah. Because I know all of you guys did. And I would have said...
That's correct.
I know...
But everyone played
Zelda.
I believe.
Yeah, but Baldur's won.
Carl was the only one that didn't play Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He also did play Baldur's Gate, and you did not play Baldur's Gate Bridge. Everyone else played both of them.
So number 2. Yeah. Well, then hey, we revealed it. Number 2 Zelda. Number 1 Baldi's. Baldi's wins Game of the Year.
Yes, so we can talk about both these games, but number 1, Baldur's Gate. We did it. Congratulations, Baldur's Gate 3.
Where's that guy in the suit of armor to come accept our award?
Sven, get over here.
Sven.
Oh, it's going the wrong way. No, spoilers.
I wasn't
Tears
looking.
of the Kingdom.
Nope.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom's great. I mean,
this game's incredible.
They're like, I actually don't think the current team that is making Zelda, headed by Aonuma, is capable of making a bad video game unless they try. Unless they really pull the Skyward Sword and stops back out.
Yeah,
like it's great. Like they have really nailed some of the tonal stuff that I think's been a problem in the past for Zelda. The current iteration of Hyrule I think is really cool. The current art style I think is really cool. They have fully embraced twink ass fucking Yowie Boys Link, which is a great directed choice.
It was a good choice.
It's got a fair amount of horny in it. I don't know if that's intentional or accidental, but it's in there.
It sure is.
Man, they did some things to Pura, and I was like, wow, okay.
They
Those were some choices.
Yeah, they made that choice.
They didn't have to, but that was an executive decision that was made. The game is great, and of course, all new systems, the Ultra Hand, just people playing fucking Legos out here in Zelda. Like, if
People building Gundams, jetpacks, rocket ships, fighter shooting penises.
Listen,
Just
the month
classics.
the month that this game came out, TikTok was just magic. It was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
oh yeah, everyone's dumb contraptions were just fucking incredible.
Listen, I know everyone's focused on that shit for Ultra Hand. The thing about Ultra Hand that actually blew my mind, and this is gonna be a very small thing, was the specific areas where you attach a spinning wheel to a chain and that shit like opens a door. The physics around that are fucking wild.
No, I mean, I recall people talking about just the way that like a suspension bridge like works properly. Everyone's like, "Yo, these are impressively good physics."
Like the
Like
suspension
this is
bridge.
really well designed.
The suspension bridge, I think, is probably easier than that spinning wheel pulling the chain and doing stuff. But I was just like, what the fuck? How, like, screw all the things people built. That one wheel opening the door by spinning a chain is what blew my mind with Ultra Hand.
Listen, they made an incredible sandbox in a huge open world. And it runs on the fucking Switch. Does it run perfectly? No, of course not.
Nothing
but like,
does.
God, and just the exploration, it's so fun. And hey, they made the story interesting. The final like 30 minutes of that game is fucking incredible.
It's pretty hype.
I didn't find it as good as Zach did.
Incredible.
I also don't.
From the flashbacks from the Dragon Tears.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a fucking
I
good
thought the
system.
flashbacks were better than the
Way
ending,
better
but-
than the memories thing from the first game.
Absolutely.
The memory thing from the first game had nothing. Those were
That
nothing.
said,
I kept wanting to have something and it never happened.
that said, the bulk of the story being going to the 4 different villages and having the exact same story play out was
Yeah,
a
that was
little
bad.
bit rough.
I'll agree with you on that.
I think it was. I mean, it's Zelda. I feel like that's just what you get, and I don't have a problem with that.
The thing that I don't like about that is like they clearly spent so much time polishing this game and getting all of the systems to work. And I'm just like, y'all could have given a writer 2 weeks to like have like when the order of you going to the village is changing what people say or something. Like that would not have been hard, and they just didn't.
Also, going back to like the final segment of the game, the bit with the health bar. If you
that was great.
know,
That was great.
like literally that. I literally yelled video games at that part.
Video
It got me.
And that is not a thing I expected a
a
serious
Nintendo game to do.
Just a serious moment in a Nintendo game specifically, because like
Yeah,
I would
like-
expect
like-
that from like a Wario game or something, but not
Straight up
Legend
like
of
a,
Zelda.
like a super meta joke, but also it's terrifying, but also you have to laugh at it in the
Yeah.
moment. Like, God, that's good.
It was good. That one was good.
This game rules.
It does, yeah.
You know that. We don't have to tell you that.
Yeah, I think probably not super surprising. I was the lowest on this one. It was like my number 9, I think, on my list.
That's fucking crazy.
I think the biggest thing that hurts this game, and it's a minor wound, but like it is a sequel on roughly the same map with, as Luis pointed out, basically the same quest structure. It's a Zelda game. It's gonna have the same quest structure. I get that. But yeah, like a lot of it, and like there was the memes of people saying, "Oh, $70 DLC," which is, I think anyone that says that is being disingenuous.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, even if it was $70 DLC, it's worth it. You see how big the game is.
Yeah, it's the best deal. It's the best $70 DLC ever. Fuck you. Is that like it is a sequel that feels very sequely, which in the grand scheme of things does hurt a game no matter how big its scope is.
Yeah,
For sure. I think it hurt Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
For some reason, though, it didn't bother me as much with this, but I think that's just the value proposition, and also like,
and just
I think the new mechanics are.
It depends what stuff vibes with
You also
too, right?
can't like New York is still a city, Whereas like they can do a lot more to the actual overworld and like move settlements around, blow shit up, yada yada.
What
Not that you can't blow shit up.
didn't think they did much for that personally. Like they did enough on the overworld, and they added.
I think that the main starting hub town is different.
Oh yeah,
that's a great way to like make you go, oh, it's different now.
Yeah, that was good. But like
that said too, like it's been a few years since I played Breath of the Wild. Like just exploring that world again felt fresh.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you've played Breath of the Wild a billion times, or you played it like to get ready for Tears of the Kingdom, like.
Oh yeah, that would have been rough.
I'm very glad I didn't.
Having not explored it in years, like I think the last time I played Breath of the Wild was 2018 or something.
Yeah.
That felt fresh to me, just doing it again. And it was significantly different. Like even in the overworld, there's a bunch of new stuff. Everything has changed a little bit or a lot. Like
motherfucking Gleeox.
Yeah, the stuff that got me was like some of the systems fighting each other. Like they added a bunch of new areas, right? Not going to go into what they are, but they added new areas, and I felt like the largest one they added, I intentionally avoided as long as possible because I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I thought it was both bland and tedious.
I liked it, but I understand I'm in the minority on that.
Yeah,
I did like it, but I understand. Yeah, why you might not.
And
I liked it, but
totally
you have to pace it. You have to pace it. You can't be like, I have to be down here for 10 hours now.
Well, I think that's one of the
baby.
big strengths of the game is you can swap between the three different maps.
The downside is if you're in one early and you're like, wow, I hate this, and you just don't go back until they make you stay there for a really fucking long time.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I guarantee David had to stay there.
I had to do so much stuff there towards the end where I was just like, I already hated this, and now everything's leveled up because I'm stronger and it's worse.
For me, I'd do one thing in the overworld and then do one thing like in another map and then another map. And just swap between them all the time.
And I also didn't think they added the area I'm talking about had like one new enemy in it. Everything else was just like it's this, but stronger.
The enemy variety is so pretty.
I did like that you could go around and reface all the bosses.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other system that I thought was like fighting the game a bit was like the fuse system is super cool. I love the fuse system. Having to fuse arrows and stuff in the middle of combat, it brought me out so much where I just didn't use it.
It's still Menuscape. It's still fucking got like
the UI
fuse was great, but on items, on arrows, it's rough.
Yeah,
the UI in general is really rough. Throughout the entire game.
Yeah, even just like fusing anything in the middle of combat, I was like, "This is, I hate it."
I agree with you on that.
It didn't drive me nuts, but there were some times where I was like, "I'm just not going to do it because it's not worth the effort."
That's what ended up happening. Is like, hey, they put this really cool system in here that I want to use, but
I'm just the
game is actively discouraging me not to, so I'm just not going to use it, even though I think it's cool, which was a bummer. But overall, I still thought it was a great game. It's still in my top 10 in a year of insane.
Hey, everybody. This is either the number 1 or number 2 game of the year, depending on who you talk to.
True.
Come on. You don't need...
I was going to say, or 3 for some people who see a stars higher.
That's true.
All right, folks.
Also, really quick, sorry. Leprechaun gifted a resub saying, insert quip about good game I didn't play last year / joke about Zach. Thank you, Leprechaun.
Cover all the bases, really.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Let's chat about our number 1, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Alan Wake.
Did anyone play Alan Wake?
I started playing it last week.
Okay.
Waiting for it to be on Games Pass.
I also played 4 hours, I think, and I just didn't get far enough. And also, that's not my type of game generally, so it probably won't be.
I'm a giant scaredy cat, so it's very hard for me to play. I'm very spooked whenever I have to do anything.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much the same way. I'm like,
real spooky.
I have to be in a specific mood where I'm not anxious about anything, which has not been the case for the past few months.
So I thought you were going to say which has never been the case. Same, dog.
But Baldur's Gate, hey,
this game's
it's really good.
Yeah. It's funny these 2 games took over like everyone I know pretty much played Baldur's Gate and Zelda. Everyone was talking about it online, like anywhere you go online.
Yeah.
They're fucking incredible in different ways. Baldur's Gate specifically, like it basically gave the CRPG enough budget and scope and the D&D license to do whatever it wanted with it.
Well, supposedly too, the Larian like paid for the D&D license. D&D, like Wizards of the Coast did not fund the game. They just
I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah. They had enough funding either from external sources or from Divinity 1 and 2 to just do
Motherfucking
this.
Wizards of the Coast. God damn it.
Yeah, and all it did was increase the SEO of fucking D&D even more when it's the highest it's ever been.
Mhm.
I mean, like the thing about it is because Wizards of the Coast didn't fund it, they're not taking like a significant cut of the money either.
Yeah, you know they're kicking their own dick for that.
They did work like pretty closely with the D&D team though. Like,
yeah, but they're not the
wasn't
rich
just-
monster assholes.
Wizards
So,
of
like,
the Coast.
When it comes to singing the praises of this game, it's a very fleshed out D&D campaign with a great cast of characters that you can have by your side. Pretty much whoever you pick, you're going to have a good time with. Their stories are all pretty interesting and well fleshed out. Incredibly performed. I don't think there's obviously Asterion and I think
Shadowheart
are like probably the two most fleshed out, but whoever the fuck you pick on your team, you're gonna be like, wow,
Karlach.
I care about you.
Karlach also.
Karlach, yeah.
But honestly, Karlach
Gale and Will
I was gonna say-
kind of don't get as much, but that's fine.
Karlach
Yeah,
at
fuck Will.
launch kind of had one of the worst stories because like a bunch of her content got cut. So like,
I disagree. I think the stuff they added, like the ending that Karlach got was really good. Like it felt brave. It felt like that's what they wanted to do with it.
sorry, what I meant is just
we're
like
getting too far in the weeds. We're getting too far.
yeah, what I meant is just like it didn't get fleshed out as much as other people. I don't feel.
Yeah.
And that's because you were going to go to hell and they cut that. And that was going to be big Karlach energy.
Is not only do you have this incredible story where you can make a ton of different choices, you also have the choice of how you fucking do it. Not just like, hey, I'm going to play as a bard. Hey, I'm going to play as a rogue. Hey, I'm going to play as this. But like the off the wall shit that you can do makes it feel like a real D&D campaign.
Yeah.
David, I know you have a story of like, you killed somebody and then disguised self and then spoke to Ghost.
Anytime I needed information from someone that like I failed charisma checks and ended up in combat with them, I had Shadowheart use disguise self, and then I think I took the feat that lets you speak to dead. So I would just use disguise self, turn herself into a gnome, and then speak to the dead, and then I wouldn't get that thing that said, well, oh, they recognize you, so you can't talk, like they won't talk. And I was just
so
like,
crazy.
Literally anyone I kill, I can interrogate. It was great.
How satisfying it is to push somebody off a cliff into lava, or how shitty it is to have that happen to you.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Fucking owlbear top rope elbow drops.
And then you can get the little baby one as your friend, and it's the cutest thing. I love the baby owlbear. The only people I know that have played this game and not liked it go in and are like, oh, like, yeah, it really took me out when you're like rolling dice and doing all this other stuff. That's like, it's like I'm playing a board game, and I'm like, yeah. I feel like the people going into it is like, this is not a fantasy role-playing game. This is a fantasy D&D game where you are playing a fantasy role-playing game. So like, it's like 2 layers deep. It's like if you're looking for like the Final Fantasy type fantasy, you're not going to get that here, but you're going to get like a tabletop fantasy and all of the freedom that comes with that. But then you're not going to necessarily get as many like crazy over the top cinematic moments as you would in like a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. Listen, it's just so good. Shout out to Larian. I know they've gotten just so much praise for this game, but like
so much deserved praise.
So deserved. And it's awesome that this has been a lot of people's game of the year, beating out fucking the juggernaut that is Zelda. It's really, really cool.
My only complaint about this game is it's too long. So
Yep.
I can't justify replaying it over and over again to try
Yeah.
different characters and different combos. And I'm like,
I
oh,
want to replay it, but like not for a year or more.
yeah.
Like,
I'm like, this game's 100 hours. Like, I don't want to do that. All right,
Yeah,
congrats.
agreed.
To Laren and
congrats to
Baldur's
Baldur's Gate
Gate.
3.
Absolute fantastic game. You want to do like one or two awards, then we can actually go into our individual top 10s real quick.
Yeah.
Sure. We can rapid fire those.
Okay. I've got one. I have no nominees for this one prepared because I thought of it literally right before the show.
Okay.
All right. This award. The award for a game I told myself I would play, but then I put it off, and then I thought about playing it, but I didn't, and now I don't know that I ever will, but it looked kind of cool.
I know I have ones for that, but
Fuck you for that, by the way.
For me,
what
that's
are
Alan Wake.
they?
You know that was good, Chris. Come on.
It was, but like,
Oh,
goddamn,
God.
dog.
God, I want to play Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Will I? I will. I fully believe that I will eventually play Alan Wake.
I could go first because I did think of a game for this. Like my game for this is Jedi Survivor. Star Wars Jedi
Oh,
Survivor
that's a good one.
is just like that game
I'm
came
the only one that
out
played
and
it.
it
And I
looked
didn't like it.
that game came out and it looked cool, and I was like, oh, I should probably play that. And then a bunch of people were like, performance and bugs are pretty bad, and that's what ruined the last game for me was performance and bugs. So I was like, oh, I'll wait for them to fix that. And it sounds like they fixed a lot of it. So like, I even bought it. It was on sale, and I bought it. And now I'm like, am I gonna play this? I was gonna play it over the break, and then I didn't. You can see why I named the category the way that the categories.
mine is definitely Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah.
That's it for me too, because I'm not going to
Genuinely, I don't think I'm gonna go back and play it.
Only one person had that on their list, and it wasn't me.
It's just because none of us fucking played it.
It just missed my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's Alan Wake 2. Every time someone talks about that game, I'm like, damn, I need to play that game. And then we stop talking about it, and I just forget about it completely.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ironically, for me, it might be Baldur's Gate 3.
Or
I keep telling you how long it is, and there's a lot of big, long games coming out this year. So I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to have time to invest into this then.
The thing about Baldur's Gate is that they did the best job anyone's ever done of turning what it feels like to play a D&D campaign into the experience of playing a video game. However, that also means it's as long as a D&D campaign is.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Oh, also Lies of P. I know I'm not going to go back and play that game.
I would play that fucking thing. Hell yeah.
I've heard so many good things
Elizabeth
about that.
P.
I played a demo. I mean, at the end, how much do you like Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
without.
lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Then you should play it.
I
I
know.
haven't played Bloodborne, but Last P is on my list.
Right, because they won't put it on PC, even though at least would love it.
Yeah.
Pridge, can I
It's not
nominate a
on
game
PC.
for you? Octopath Traveler 2.
Didn't Pridge play it?
Played it.
Oh. I just assumed it would be on your list then. But-
Idiot.
No, it's way too much like the first one.
Okay.
It's just it does a couple of things to improve it, but like it's like a 7. It's a good game,
Cool.
but it's not beating out so many of the things that were in this year.
I did hear the soundtrack was really, really good though.
That soundtrack's very good, yeah.
Fuck. I also forgot that Diablo 4 came out last year.
Oof.
It did, yeah,
Fuck.
it did. Yep. No comments on that one.
Yeah. I wish I liked it more.
We answered this in our top 10 because Sea of Stars was number 3, but I did write best indie game that's actually an indie game.
Dredge.
That's an award. Man, I played Dredge over the break. I did not like Dredge.
Actual indie game is probably Chance of Snar.
For me, it's on my list, and
I
I
guess
think
actually Sea of Stars, but
I saw that
Yeah,
mine was next.
Yeah,
So,
but that's the obvious answer. So give us something that's isn't Sea of Stars.
yeah, Venba or Chance of Snar would probably be the picks.
How great is Sea of Stars their second game? Messenger first, Sea of Stars second.
Yeah.
They have nothing else?
I believe so.
I think that's
Pretty sure.
correct.
What
I
an
mean,
insane.
like the people
debut
that
and
are at that
follow-up.
studio, I think have worked on other games, but I'm pretty sure
That
this
doesn't
is their
matter to
second
me.
game as
Yeah.
their studio. Yeah.
Coming together as a cohesive studio and making a game is very hard. People who have been doing it for 30 years can't make good games sometimes. Look at Call of Duty. Sorry, David. I'm not trying to do this to you.
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like those are the only 2 games they made, and they're both fucking they're so good.
Also, Cocoon came out. I didn't get to play it yet.
Cocoon
But,
was really
Oh,
Cocoon
yeah.
barely missed my top 10. It was really good.
yeah.
What other one? Oh, Pridge and Chris, do you have a horny game of the year award?
So this is an interesting year, I think, for it because I was going to say Baldur's Gate 3.
I feel like it probably has to be Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay,
right?
okay. Well, you hadn't played it, so I was curious if you'd be against.
I mean, like I could say Doomsday Paradise because it's a monster problem. Like, that's
Oh,
obviously
that's a good one.
insanely horny.
Shout out to that game.
Incredibly horny game. We actually should play that again because now that it's like fully working, it's a pretty fun game. Me and Jason played
It's
it.
fully working.
It's a bummer. We had 2 runs crash us when we tried to play that
Yeah, I
stream. Which
remember.
is
I feel really
bummer.
bad because I actually think that game is really fun, and I don't think it's sold well for the developer. But who knows?
I'd be down to do a stream.
Yeah.
That's against. I do think it should be Baldur's though.
Yeah,
because
it's like all you think is you can have sex with the bear.
You can fuck a bear.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
fuck a bear.
Man.
Everyone's horny for it. The game very much encourages the horniness. They let you
Yeah.
change people's underwear and shit.
Yep.
Fucking,
Was
and also
I-
like
Were we on stream when I told you all I discovered a character was playable
Yes,
by
yes.
their underwear? Yeah.
Yeah.
but also you like it's a horny game that made its way into the regular zeitgeist of horny.
Mhm.
It's true.
Regular people are posting fucking thirst traps about Shadowheart and shit that like
Mhm.
wouldn't necessarily. I don't know if they would not, whatever. But like they ain't playing Honey Pop when they go home. They're talking about, but they'll get horny for Baldur's Gate.
Man, what a bold strategy from Larian to be like, you can fuck a bear. And that was like the thing that came
Man.
out of their press or like early
Can
press
you- yeah,
coverage.
can you
know you want
imagine-
you perverts?
Can you imagine making that pitch as like the marketing person? Be like, no, trust me, it's gonna get our game so much hype before it comes out. And man, oh man, did it pay off?
It's
Holy
really
shit!
Was this nominated for Best Direction and did it win Best Direction at Game
I
Awards?
believe
Alan,
that was
I
Baldur's
think
Gate.
Alan Wake.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, Alan Wake.
Alan Wake, okay, yeah. This honestly, like Alan Wake probably, yeah, it's the right answer. But this probably deserved it because the guy who directs it, Sven, that you said is his name,
Yeah.
fucking says, "Fuck you! I'm going after this old game I played as a kid because I want it. Fuck you! I'm getting the license for D&D. Fuck you! You can fuck a bear. It's my video game, and I'll get what I want."
I mean,
That's game direction.
the studio's been making off-brand D&D for years, and then finally they're like,
Yeah.
okay, I think
Well,
we have enough
Divinity's
clout.
just Pathfinder, right?
No, it's not either of those. It's its own
It's its
thing.
own bitch?
It's its own
No,
thing.
they didn't make that. That's Alacat Games that made the Pathfinder games.
Well, Divinity is not a Pathfinder system. It's their own system.
Yeah, it's not what Divinity Original Sin 2. I thought that was Pathfinder.
It's its
right?
own.
no.
It's its own
It's
system.
not Pathfinder? Oh, okay, whatever, crazy. Anyway.
But yeah, I think they were
we
like, okay, we got enough clout. D&D,
Yeah.
give us your fucking license.
this is the correct choice for Game of the Year and the more important award, the Pridge and Chris Memorial Horniest Game of the Year award.
Why is it a memorial?
They're dead.
Somebody's dead.
Oh God!
Maybe not outside, but inside.
Somebody. I mean, I'm saying somebody in the world's dead. It's like that's a memorial.
Oh, okay. Shout out to you, whoever you are. You know.
Godspeed.
And that person who's dead was probably horny at some point.
Yeah.
Very
Statistically
likely.
speaking.
They probably were. Also, Flava Dave, thank you for the 32-month sub.
Thank you, Dave. Any
very long.
other special awards people have? Otherwise, we can get into our top tens.
No. I think we just rapid fire the personal list and we call it.
Getting into our personal lists, going from least amount of games on the list to most. First off, we have Carl. Carl had the least amount on the list.
Hmm.
We got Carl's top 5 with Spider-Man 2, God of War Valhalla, which is the roguelike DLC that came out like
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
day of the Game Awards, I think. It was an hour
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Looks cool. I need to go back and play it. It's apparently not even very long, so I need to go back and play that. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Cocoon, shout out to that. That was a good game. And
Wow,
Viewfinder, which was also very good.
The
Elise-
Viewfinder stream was fun.
Oh, it was so good. Elise, you want to give us your top 10?
Yeah, absolutely. My top 10. So starting off 10 with Dave's Diver. Just barely made the list, but I did really like it. Not an indie game, but
Not an indie game, nope.
but it's a fantastic like life sim with diving. Then we got Destiny 2 Lightfall, which I didn't play a lot this year. I played it a lot like
I thought you actively
around the time it
disliked
came
this.
out. What's that?
I thought you actively disliked this
No,
expansion.
I didn't like the story, but
Okay, it's still
the
Destiny 2.
systems changes, which are the stuff that actually like stick around for the rest of the year and the rest of Destiny, and also the like seasons story were all good. So I didn't play a lot. I played a lot like when it released, and then I dipped in a few months ago for a few weeks. But other than that, haven't been playing a lot. Still love Destiny. Like even when I'm not playing it, I'm never like against Destiny. Then we got Total Warhammer 3, which I think came out last year or like 2022, but I still played it a lot in.
Was it a January game or was it actually last year?
I think
it was like November of 2022 or something.
January.
I'll look it up.
It's just a fantastic strategy game, like
No,
continuation.
it's 2022.
Oh, okay.
It's more Total Warhammer, but Total Warhammer is like one of the best strategy games out there.
What, 3?
Yeah, exactly.
I played the
Then we
game.
got Dead Cells,
There's three
which
of them
did
in
get
this
a massive expansion.
This is the
year,
Castlevania one,
Castlevania
right?
expansion,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. But
Oh,
it's also
right.
like just me diving back into Dead Cells. That's probably like the best action roguelike out there, in my opinion.
That sounds really good. I wish I liked it more, but it's really good. I get why everybody loves it.
Then we got Liza P. I think everyone's heard a lot about Liza P. Just the
Liza
best
P.
like Souls-like that wasn't made by From Software. If you like Dark Souls, if you like Bloodborne, you're probably gonna really like Liza P.
Hey, at least
Yeah.
go play Remnant 2 for the love of God.
At least
I will.
I did hear like a medium heat take on Lies of P that if it said From Software on the box, it would be Keep People's Game of the Year. Do you agree with that?
Honestly, like I can kind of see that take.
Okay.
I get
I
it.
do believe it would get it a higher review score.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a bias you got to admit.
Mhm.
And then my game that definitely didn't come out this year, Highway Blossoms, which
I never even
is
heard of this game at least.
That's the
so Highway
that's a
Blossoms
sapphic
is
story, right?
what's that?
It's like a sapphic visual novel, right?
It sure is.
Okay.
I think it came out in like 2018, 2019. But it's just a fantastic, like 6-7 hour story about these two young women driving around in like the Nevada desert. I think it's the Mojave Desert. I don't know geography in
Sure,
the
yeah.
US.
At
I
least you're
haven't played
fine.
the game, so I believe you. I don't know.
I think the Mojave's in California and Nevada, so like you're covered.
Yeah, California, Nevada, and like they go to the Grand Canyon at one point.
Which is not in the Mojave Desert, but that's okay.
That area.
You don't want it to.
Just in an RV, finding gold and falling in love, and it's just really heartfelt, and I connected with it a lot.
It's that game by the Firewatch team we're never gonna get, but now real, you can play it.
And then we got Against the Storm, which I think Chris also played, but no one else.
I
this
feel like
is
you've been
my-
telling us to play this game for like 2 years now.
It barely did not
Fucking
make the top.
great.
I started playing it in like May or June.
I started playing it in December.
It definitely came out this year, but it might have been in early access and then
I think it was in
this
early
is-
access like November 2022 or something.
Yeah.
But it
Gotcha.
came out for real in December.
And it's still receiving updates. It got version 1.1 like the other day.
Wow.
Against Storm, I've been talking about this for a while, but I'll be brief. It is my indie game of the year. It is a roguelike city builder that starts and ends as quick as you need it to, and then you move on to the next one, which is just absolutely amazing. It's got a fantastic UI. It's got like just the strategy of the city building keeps you on your toes until the end. And you can like go up in difficulty for prestige.
If it makes you feel better, at
my
least
top three.
It would have made the top 10 if Rob did not write it and break the ties.
Whoa!
And then my top three, I don't need to say anything about. It's Baldur's Gate 3, Solid Tears of the Kingdom, and Armored Core 6.
We talked about these extensively.
Yeah.
We don't.
We're all aware of the fact these are good games.
All right, next up, we got Vic's top 5. Do you want to read for Vic, Chris?
Sure. Number 5, Stray Gods. It's a musical. Come on, it's a musical, it's horny, and it's got Greek mythology. This is Vic's whole fucking scene wrapped up into a video.
That is pretty Vic-coded, yeah.
If you could open up a computer and go onto AO3 and read fanfiction in the game, it would be her game of the year. Let's be clear about this.
I'm pretty sure during some of the stream, they were actually actively reading fanfiction.
Oh, Zach, I can guarantee you that. At any point, there's a high chance, which is why when never mind, I'll talk about that later. I'm gonna take Vic's phone away for an upcoming stream because we have to avoid this problem. Venba, immediately the moment you guys got off stream, Vic bought that game. I actually might have bought it before you guys even got off stream.
Which is wild considering we played the entire game on stream and then Vic went and bought it and played it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. The game is beautiful. It's a great story. It's a family and immigrant story, which Vic has connection to. Beautiful. I can't believe I didn't think about that. Whatever. Number 3, Tears of the Kingdom. We talked much about it. Lethal Company, which I was like, yeah, we haven't talked about Lethal Company yet.
I was surprised Lethal Company didn't get more.
Great asset.
If I thought about it, I might actually put it in my top 10.
I'm pretty sure I did. Lethal Company's fucking great. I'll talk about it when it's on my list. I'm pretty sure it is.
It's really fun.
And then Baldur's is Baldur's. Vic's beat it like fucking 3 times.
Jesus Christ, what?
She might have only beaten it twice, but she's made it very far on a lot of different characters.
Oh my god.
Chris, you did not put Lethal Company on your list.
I didn't?
Nope.
I'm a fool. Lethal Company's fucking great. It should have made my list.
I believe if you had done that, no, not quite. It needed a few more points, depending on where you put it.
I would have put it not that high.
Yeah, it needed 3 points to tie Talos Principle 2.
When I see my list and remember where I ranked shit, I'll be like, that's where I put Lethal Company. We can see. Let's go on.
Anyway, hey, Chris, you're next.
Number 10, Final Fantasy 16, a game I wanted so badly to love and just kind of liked.
Me too.
Yep, exactly.
First half of that game
really
was
high
good.
hopes. The game is fun. Like, I enjoy the combat loop a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the problem is, like, with Final Fantasy, and this might be a weird bias, I don't know. I want a good, big, epic story. Like, I want you to hit me with the fucking Final Fantasy bullshit. I want to hear about the fucking Fal'Cie and the Sin and the fucking Calm Belt and the Mangekyo Sharingan and all that shit. And like the story just kind of fell flat. It felt like it wanted to be FF12 with all this political intrigue and like a lot of names being thrown at you and
so many
powers
names
and shit like that. And I thought that it was just kind of like baby's first slavery narrative.
Yeah.
I could go on forever how I think they fumble the 2 biggest thematic points of that game, but that's not what we're here for, so I won't.
And a cast of characters that I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to like these people, and then it never really happened.
Yep.
I mean, protagonists are all amazing. Antagonists bored the shit out of me.
Yeah. And the voice actor who does Sid, God damn. Oh. Honestly, was he nominated for best performance?
I don't think
so.
so.
He should have been. Well,
he shouldn't have won, but he should have been nominated.
That's fair.
I'll agree with you.
Because Ben Starr was, but he was the only one from that game.
Yeah. Super cool. Also, surprisingly horny for a Final Fantasy game. They went in there with it.
Yeah,
good for them.
There's technically sex in that game.
Yeah, true. I played 15, which is the most sterile, boring relationship I've ever seen in a video game depicted between the main protagonist and his love interest who gets carried into a fridge forever.
Wait, there's a female love interest in that game? I thought that was like a gay polycule.
15 sucks, dude.
It can be both, at least.
15 is a piece of garbage. 15, like that has like a 70 or something. Open critic should have a fucking 20. Game sucks. Anyway, 9 Against the Storm. We talked about it. It's great. 8 Dave the Diver. Best sushi game you ever did play. 7 Dredge. I'm kind of shocked.
Better sushi game?
I'm not terribly shocked anyone else had this on their thing. Dredge is cool. Dredge is a cool concept for a game. I'm kind of shocked no one's really done it before. The closest thing I think of is Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies. But this is honestly better. And like it portrays a narrative in a very interesting way. It kind of has a Dark Souls quest system, which I fucking hate because they're incredibly vague and I never know what the fuck is going on. I have to look up a guide. If I have to look up a guide for your quest system, I don't like it. Like I should have the option to play without losing.
So you admit Elden Ring is bad?
Yes. I'm currently playing through Elden Ring again. The quest system in that game sucks butt.
Oh, it's dog shit. It's dog shit. Elden Ring's a great game, but the quest system is dog shit.
And that's
No,
an
that's
improvement
fair.
from how it had been in the past. Anyway.
Yes, it is.
Dredge is very cool. Great soundtrack. Underrated soundtrack. And a really cool, unique art style with like the way the boat like thumps around and it's got like little puffs of smoke. And I'm like, it's so charming. Oh God, Eldritch Abominations. Speaking of Eldritch Horror, Remnant 2. This game is so good. Why is no one talking about it?
It's sold 2 million copies. People
I know,
playing.
and like this game is doing very well, and it deserves to. It's like the Souls games fundamentally don't really work as a shooter because you need to be up and close for the meaty and the melee and the fighty. This makes it work. They found the perfect way to make it work, and like keeping distance is a whole thing in this game, and it's a fun way to like a lot of the bosses interact with that mechanic. Very incredibly unique and interesting boss fights. Shit that like when I was fighting it, I was like, this isn't a shooting game, and I'm doing like puzzle solving in the middle of a boss fight. That's crazy. Very cool game.
Hey,
Highly
Chris, play
recommend
Destiny.
people play it. At least I've played Destiny. I've done raids in Destiny. This is better. Some of them are very simple, but other ones are great.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush, we talked about it. It's great. 4 Street Fighter 6. We're back. We're so back, baby. It's really hard to capture the joy of like playing fighting games as a kid for me personally. I grew up playing them with my friends all the fucking time. We would go home after school and just play fighting games and have a grand old time. That is a dead experience because I don't like that's not the life I live in anymore. And if I go online, I either kind of deal with like shitty matchmaking or I get my ass kicked and I'm in a bad mood or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The story of this game is so simple, doesn't really matter, but it's just a fun roam around, fight stuff, punch dudes, and then the actual core gameplay of it is a very well balanced fighting game, which is a treat in modern society when we have shit like the Mortal Kombat game that came out. Tears of the Kingdom. I liked it, didn't necessarily love it, but it's very, very good. Baldur's Gate 3, I talked about it, captures the D&D experience so well, which I think is a masterpiece. And then Sea of Stars is Chrono Trigger for the next generation, which makes me a happy, happy boy. And once again, the best use of three-dimensional space I've ever seen in a video game. It's so cool.
I don't know that go that far, but it was very cool.
It's awesome.
It was fucking rad. I'm not gonna.
I just never predicted any game would do that. It was so cool.
It was cool.
That's my top 10.
All right, next is Rob's top 10 question mark. This is how Rob sent them to me.
Yes, I love it.
I love it.
So
I love it.
So Rob's number 10. He's the only one that put it on his list. Super Mario Wonder.
Wow.
I did play through that game all the way, 100% of it. It was fun, but not top 10 worthy. If like all the levels were like the secret levels, that game would be great. Unfortunately, only like 6 levels are the secret levels, and the rest of it is kind of boring.
Yeah. Mario game be Mario game.
Yeah. Number 6. Yeah, I skipped from 10 to 6. So did Rob. Number 6, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. We talked about that. Number 5, Dredge. Rob was the other Dredge lover.
Nice.
All right.
The Dredge Lords.
The Dredge Lords. Number 4, RE4 Remake.
Now, do you think he put it at 4 and not 3 because it got 4 in the name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably,
I would bet you anything.
Would that have changed anything? I don't think it would have. But
I don't think it would have.
It
it's
would
very-
have tied.
but
It actually would have tied with Hi-Fi Rush if you put it up to 3. Which
Wait, I just realized we didn't have any ties on our list.
oh yeah, we would have. If literally if
Wow.
Rob just moved Resident Evil 4 up 1, that means we would have had a tie at 6. Everything would have shifted up 1, and then we would have had a 3-way tie at number 10. With Dredge, Dave the Diver, and I don't want to say the other one because I'll spoil things that are on our list. Okay, RE4 Remix 4, and then Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 2 and 1, respectively. But yeah, no, Rob was the hero. He broke all the ties.
Wow.
We would have had like
Thank you, Rob.
15 games in our top 10 if he didn't write in.
Thank you for your service, Rob.
God bless.
Next up is me. My number 10, Fire Emblem Engage. Story was real bad. Gameplay was real good. They balanced out, and I like the game a lot still. I don't really have more to say about that. If you like Fire Emblem Engage good. Number 9 for me was Tears of the Kingdom. I griped about my pains with that earlier. 8 for me was Viewfinder. That game blew my fucking mind. The camera mechanic in that game is incredibly innovative. It was rad. I thought it was cooler than Ultra Hand. That's why it's above Zelda.
Shit, okay.
That mechanic's fucking cool.
Fuck you.
No, like I like Ultra Hand. Ultra Hand's been done. Like it's not a new thing. The camera
Yeah,
and Viewfinder
but-
is a fucking new thing. Like I've never seen
Yeah,
shit
fine.
like that before. It was super cool. And also I'm not a Lego person, so like Ultra Hand, I use the
The
vehicle.
fuck's wrong with you?
Not a Lego person.
I put the
Yeah.
vehicles together and then they despawn partway after me using them because Nintendo hates you having fun with their shit. Number 7.
Those are Miyamoto's toys, not yours.
Exactly.
Idiot.
Number 7 for me, Chance of Sonar. It made the list. This game's good. I know it's on Zach's too, but Chance of Sonar, puzzle game that is entirely linguistic based. I
We
had
have a first impressions video up on YouTube. I think it was like my number 5. I really love this game.
it was pretty. It almost.
I kind of
that
thought we
was
were
the
going
one
to
I
get
did
on the list.
That was the one I didn't want to spoil. That would have been part of the 3-way tie if Rob didn't write in.
I kind of wish we made that in the top 10, but it's really good. Check it out.
It was
folks.
close. That game is so cool. I had such a good time with it. Like the only one I had one, I think the 4th language or whatever. I had
The
issues
scientist?
with I had issues with that
I
one,
don't like that one.
and that's because I missed a thing that would have made my life really much
Mm.
easier at the very beginning of that level. But it's okay. That game's great. Everyone should check that out if you even remotely like puzzle games or point and click adventures. Play it. Stealth sections suck though. Number 6, Hi-Fi Rush. We went over that one. Number 5, Dave the Diver. He's diving. He's making sushi. He's cooking. He's farming. This game's good.
He's daving.
He's
I
daving.
didn't expect David Diver to be on 3 people's lists and not make
It's
the
good.
top 10.
It was
is
tied
really good.
for almost making the top 10.
I almost put it in my top 10, but I think it's just for me. It's really fun while you're playing it, but I could just put it down.
Oh,
That's fair.
I just kept playing that game. It was great. Number 4 for me was Vemba. Talked about it. Sea of Stars. Number 3, talked about it. Number 2, this technically came out in 2022, but it was like mid-December, and it's a 40-hour game, so I didn't play it in 2022. That's Chain Echoes. This is a JRPG style game from a solo developer. I think he only
A lot of people had this. running
Oh
This-
This is a very good game.
game.
I do remember hearing about this.
Fucks. It's so good. The combat system is like it's like a momentum system where actions you use will move like kind of your team forward and backwards on a bar, and staying in like the center of the bar gives you bonus like damage and defense, but like as you use more abilities you can overheat and then take more damage. It's such a cool system. I don't know if it's been done before, but it was novel to me. So like the system was fun. The way they did the story was like Octopath but good to me, which was like well, one of my problems with Octopath 1 and why I didn't get very far was like the campaigns are so separate and it takes so long to get to the point where people meet up. Same with Live Alive. This one, like, it still takes like a couple hours to get the crew together, but like they do it quickly, and some of the crew might meet each other. It's great. Great game. If you like JRPGs even a little bit, highly recommend you play it. It has so many cool systems, and also was made by one guy. It's wild. Really
Just
good
add
on
it
the
to my
Steam
wish
Deck
list.
too.
So
If you got a Steam Deck, great. It's like a 40-hour game ish.
I think it's at one point it was on PC Game Pass.
Oh, was
I don't know if it still
Hmm.
is.
Oh, well, I bought it for Steam Deck, so. And then my number one was Baldur's Gate 3. Bridge, you're up next.
haven't heard of it.
All right. Number 10, Pikmin 4. Pikmin games are really fun. This one is
Yeah.
also really fun. I got it for Christmas, but I'm like 95% of the way through it, and I'm really enjoying myself. Lots to do and really cool. No one played Fuga Melodies of Steel 1. No one played Fuga Melodies of Steel 2. That's fine.
This is your furry game, right?
Yes, the one where you have a child army who pilot a tank and you can use their souls as ammo.
Yes.
You can use a 5-year-old soul as ammo for your death tank. Phenomenal.
Vintage anime moment.
Vintage.
Uh-huh.
Man, I should have made
it's
Fuga my
honestly-
freaking game I forgot came out this year because I want to play it.
It's honestly just a really pretty damn good like JRPG-ish stylish game. Again, it's almost the sequel stuff was a little bit from being towards like the first, but it's still really fun. Number 8, I had Path of the Midnight Sun. This came out really early in the year. We got a free copy from the dev, and it's a shit ton of fun. Really well designed. Basically another solo project. That has a really cool battle map system where you move your little party around and can attack other groups or defend, and that's what throws you into the actual turn-based combat. Pretty smart, pretty fun. Really did like it. Lots of props to it.
Do they still have our stream up on their Steam page? No, they finally took it down. Okay.
It's incredible. I do believe they also just won like overall Metacritic scores. They're like the 17th highest game of last year, which is pretty cool for a solo dev. Like,
yeah, they didn't get a huge amount of reviews, which helps, but like everyone who played it really enjoyed it. It's a huge credit to it being a really well done game. Not much more to say about AC6, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, or Talos Principle 2, but I have a lot to say about Cassette Beast.
This is the Sibylla moment of the stream.
Oh, I'm so sad no one else has played this game. This has the best soundtrack of the year. It blows every other single game soundtrack combined. Put them all together into one super soundtrack. Still nothing close to what Cassette Beast
Even Sea of Stars, Bridge?
Yeah.
Goddamn, Cassette Beast soundtrack slaps so hard I've been listening to it for 3 days straight. So good.
Dang.
I am not the hugest monster catcher Pokemon-like game, which is such a credit to this game that I enjoyed it so much, despite that not being a game I often like to play.
Damn, I'm interested now because I'm also that way.
Just really cool open world, openish world experience. You can really play the game in any order and really explore around at your own pace. All the beast designs are really clever. You can literally fuse any two beasts into their own form. It's like having one of those Pokemon fusion things, but it's an actual thing. They made combo sprites for every single combination of all 162 beasts.
Holy
Oh shit.
That's
really cool.
That's a lot of fucking sprites.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Again, just a really fun game. It's still free on Game Pass, and I honestly might just buy it on Steam, even though I've played it on Game Pass, just because I feel like I should support the devs, because I think they really knocked it out of the park with an incredibly cool game. And then, I got nothing else more to say about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Amazing. Sea of Stars, God tier.
Really quick, I'm on Cassette Beast's Steam page, and on the side it says, "Is this game relevant to you? It's similar to the games you've played, Sea of Stars and Dark Souls 3."
Yeah, just like
Is Cassette Beast like Dark Souls, Bridge?
I mean, this game's good, so no. Come on,
fucking get him, Bridge.
Wow.
I've never played Dark Souls 3.
I love the fucking
I hate 3.
similar to games you've played thing on Steam, because half the time it's helpful and half the times it's fucking so wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. All right, I think Zach, you're the last one.
I the
Most
last
of your
one?
games were on the list.
I mean, I had
Can I say I've
pretty-
got good taste?
I had 6 on mine, I think. I was pretty happy.
Yeah. Wait. Did I put good? Oh, I did put Goodbye Volcano High on mine.
I was shocked because
Okay.
I played
Nice.
that game and didn't like it.
I enjoyed. I genuinely thought the writing was really, really good in that game. Me and Pridge played through it all.
Yeah, it was
you
a
wanted
great
to taste
game.
it.
Just probably like 11 or 12 on my list.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought I put Wall Fallen Dynasty here because that's what I left it on my thing. Sea of Stars, everybody talked about it. Spider-Man 2, everybody talked about it. Armored Core, Chance to Snar. Paranormasight! This is my one to bring to the table because I think this game is so good and so slept on.
Sorry, Zach, can
hey,
you say the full name of this game that I couldn't fit into this slide?
Oh, Paranormasight, The Secret Mystery of Honjo?
Go
Or the
fuck
Seven
yourself.
Mysteries of Honjo?
Yeah, there we go. Seven Mysteries of Honjo.
Paranormasight, The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Hey, listen, it's a fucking Zero Escape game or Eye of the Somnium
It's
Files.
not a Zero Escape game. It's not a puzzle game, Zach.
Okay, but it's a murder mystery
Right. Okay. Yes, you're right there. It is a murder mystery.
visual novel. It's a murder mystery visual novel.
Fine. It's not a puzzle game. Though.
Just because I don't have to stop to do escape room puzzles every hour doesn't make it that different, Pridge.
I mean, I would argue.
I mean, that
does, but okay.
I was gonna say that sounds pretty different, but
Listen, the story is super cool. The world building is really fascinating. The fact that hey, listen, I'm a sucker for death games in any medium, and it's a death game where you got curses, and the curses have special ways that they have to get triggered. And once you can trigger a curse, you can instantly kill somebody. And all the people who have the curses know about it, and they're like, "Oh shit, you might be a curse user, so I have to be careful what I do and say around you." And you have to do the same thing. It's super cool. It mostly sticks the landing at the end. I think the ending is very interesting. And it's also short. It's only like 12 hours.
Love that.
At the end of the day, also the art is chef's kiss. It's really beautiful. At the end of the day, I think if you like any of those games, which, hey, you watch us, so you probably do.
High chance. Yeah.
You should play this game. We have a playthrough of the first 3 hours of it on our channel. And that literally just gets you an idea of what the game is like. It opens up wildly after that. It has multiple playable characters and stuff like that. There's lots of cool things in it. Highly recommend it. And then Resident Evil 4, Baldur's Gate, and Zelda. We've talked about them. Yeah.
That was the last of the list, folks. Those are our top
Hell yeah.
10s.
Yeah.
And save data.
Pretty good.
Good
Do you-
year.
Do you have a list of our top 10 again? Like just the full list?
I don't have a slide for it, but I can go over it again real quick.
Yeah, just read it one more time so I can hear it in my head.
All right, at number 10, The Talos Principle 2. At
Nice.
number 9, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Number
So
8,
crazy.
Venba.
Mhm.
Carl and Rob just pushing Phantom Liberty real hard.
Mhm. No, I know.
Yeah. Always gotta do it.
Number 7, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Number 6, Hi-Fi Rush. Number 5, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Such a good name. Number 4, Marvel
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2. Number 3, Sea of Stars. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And our game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Pretty good list.
Honestly, very solid list.
I'm not mad at any of these games being on
Yeah,
here.
no real standouts of no, that shouldn't be there.
I guess technically Cyberpunk because only 2 people played it.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
they
think
weren't the
Rob
ones on the
played it.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's fine.
If
Yeah.
Rob had not put his votes in, the 5-way tie for 10th would have been Viewfinder, Lethal Company, God of War Valhalla, Chained Echoes, Against the Storm. There's that 4. 4 or 5. 5. So basically, if it got someone's number 2, it would have gotten 10th.
Mm.
But yeah. All right, folks. I think that's gonna do it. Unless y'all got any other things you want to talk about.
No,
No.
solid. Yeah.
No?
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to our top
Save
10,
the
everybody.
cast. It's back, motherfuckers.
It's
Yeah.
back.
2024, the year where we actually talk about video games instead of just playing them again.
That was the fun part of doing this without talking about them for 6 months, because I was literally like, I don't know what people felt about the last 6 months of
that's the
games.
thing. Yeah, it actually does make a difference.
I was like, I don't know what's gonna be on these lists, and there were a lot of surprises. But folks, if you liked our top 10 or didn't like our top 10, let us know in the comments. Let us know what your top 10 video games were. Genuinely curious. I want to see what the people are voting for, or just your top few games. You don't need to play that many games. It's all right. Until next time, we go to you.
No.
Game of the year. Go to
Go
you.
play some good video games.
Not
We
your
just
best
told you about a bunch of them.
Not your best work, David. In fact, some of your worst.